Welcome to Science on Location. Today we will be studying optical illusions. The Metropark that we will be visiting is Blacklick Woods Metropark, located in Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Blacklick Woods is a combination of fields and forests. This 643-acre park has one of the best remaining beech maple forests in Franklin County. In the mixed pin oak swamp forest and buttonbush swamp, seasonal ponds or vernal ponds are important habitat for breeding amphibians. The park's nature center is the focal point for the information and activities related to the natural and cultural history. The park's golf courses have been designated a certified Audubon Cooperative Sanctuary for their commitment to protecting the environment. Did you see that cardinal I spotted at the Nature Center? That wasn't the only birdie I saw. We saw lots of other ones, but it's the only one I really got a good picture of. But listen to all of them that we could hear. Weren't those birds so loud? I couldn't believe how loud they were being, but it was really interesting because I couldn't spot them. I could only hear them. We checked out all kinds of swampy areas, and I could see lots of reflection, refraction, and we could also hear all kinds of sounds as we were visiting Blacklick Woods. Right when we got to the Nature Center, Mr. Ahlfors spotted something. Let's walk around back so you can see it. Make sure you're really quiet so you don't scare it away. Uh-oh, that deer spots us now and is about to take off. But isn't that an amazing observation to make while out in the park? I was very thankful to observe this sign about poison ivy in the park so that I didn't accidentally touch it. Remember, that's dangerous. Whenever I travel, I like to pay attention to the signs that are around me to see what information I can learn or things I need to know, like that sign about poison ivy. And I like to observe my surroundings. What are the things that I see? What items are around? And so when I visit parks, I do all of these things as well. It's so fun. You never know what you're going to discover. But sometimes my eyes play tricks on me and I get really freaked out by what I think I see. A lot of times reflections and shadows. I've noticed that bright light, like from the sun, and also darkness at night, as well as camouflaged items. I always think I spot a snake, and it turns out to be a branch or a vine. All of those things can play tricks on your eyes. Have you ever had that happen before? These are optical illusions. Optical illusions are images or pictures that we perceive differently than they really are. Put another way, optical illusions occur when our eyes send information to our brains that tricks us into perceiving something that does not match reality. One type of optical illusion that you're probably familiar with is a mirage. Have you ever looked down the road and thought it looked like it was wet, like there was water, but you didn't see anything when you got up there? That's because it's a mirage. You're probably most familiar with mirages from TV or movies where someone is in the middle of a desert and they think they see water, but they really don't. That is a mirage. But it's not just an optical illusion, it's actually science. Mirages really have nothing to do with water at all. It's really all about how light travels through air. Normally, light waves from the sun travel straight through the atmosphere to your eye. But light travels at different speeds through hot air and cold air. So mirages happen when the ground is very hot and the air is cool. The hot ground warms a layer of air just above the ground. When the light moves through the cold air and into the layer of hot air, it is refracted and it bends the light. A layer of very warm air near the ground refracts the light from the sky nearly into a U-shaped bend. Our brain thinks the light has traveled in a straight line, but our brain doesn't see the image as bent light from the sky. Instead, our brain thinks the light must have come from something on the ground. This image shows what's going on in order for a mirage to appear. The bent light from the sky is refracted as it passes from cooler air into hotter air and back up to your eye. Our brains play a trick on us as it assumes that the refracted light follows a straight path. Because of this, we follow the light back to the source, which appears to be the ground. Combining all of this together, refracted light from the sky is interpreted as straight, letting us see an image of the sky on the ground. This is why many mirages appear as blue water. We think we've stumbled upon an oasis, when in reality, we are seeing a shimmering image of the blue sky. Since our brains don't recognize the sky as being on the ground, we imagine the image to be shining blue water. Mirages aren't the only optical illusions out there. Let's explore some other ones. Look at this image of a whole bunch of black squares. Look between those black squares. Do you see other little black squares? I know I do. Why are we seeing black squares that aren't there? Well, it's because the brain misinterprets the image that's projected on the retina, creating an illusion. Look here and see if you can spot the optical illusion. One of these glasses also shows two faces looking at one another. So which image is an optical illusion of another image? Can you find it? Option 2 is not just a glass. Can you see those two faces looking at one another? It's where the handle or the stem of the glass is. That's an optical illusion. Now we're going to check out another optical illusion to trick your brain. All of these options show a young woman, but can you spot the option that also shows an old woman? Yes, it's option 1. Option 1, if you look, for the younger woman, it looks like she's looking behind her shoulder. You can see her eyelash and her nose. Or if it's the older woman, it looks like she's looking down. And I can see her big nose and her mouth and her eyes are looking down. Can you see both images? This is an optical illusion. Here comes another optical illusion that's going to trick your brain. All of these images show a soldier, but can you find the one that also shows a young man? Yes, it's option 3. Option 3 shows an older soldier here, but if we take that same image and flip it upside down, it shows us a younger man. See that? It tricked your brain. This one was a little tricky. Let's try one more and see how we do. In this optical illusion, all of the images show someone playing a saxophone, but only one of those images shows a woman's face. Can you spot it? Yes, it's option 3. Option 3. So if you look at where the saxophone player's nose is, that's actually the woman's hair, and where his mouth is her eye. You can see right across there another eye, and looks like where his hand is her mouth. Can you see both images? Optical illusions can certainly be fun. Let's review what an optical illusion is. Remember, optical illusions are images or pictures that we perceive differently than they really are. These images trick our brains. Not everything you see is an optical illusion. Remember, your eye is a system that has many parts that work together so that you can see. If a lot of images are giving you trouble seeing, you might be nearsighted or farsighted. If you're nearsighted, you have trouble seeing far. The board might look blurry if you're nearsighted, and it could be hard for you to read street signs if you're nearsighted. Some symptoms would be rubbing your eyes, squinting your eyes, objects in the distance are blurry or fuzzy, trouble reading the board in class, and trouble reading signs on the street. Those might all be indicators that you might be nearsighted and need glasses. Or you could be farsighted, which means you have trouble seeing near. Books might be blurry if you're farsighted, and it could be hard for you to read the computer screen if you're farsighted. Some symptoms of being farsighted are headaches and eye strain. Close objects are blurry or not clear, and it's hard to see the computer. Difficulty reading well, and your eyes get tired while you're reading and/or it's hard to concentrate. These are all signs that you could be farsighted. So if you're recognizing any of these symptoms, be sure to let your people know so you can go and get your eyes checked out. So many things can affect your vision. Looking at the sun, getting pens and pencils or scissors in them, tree branches, balls, laser pointers, rubber bands, fireworks, sparklers, grease that's popping off of the stovetop, doing yard work, and family history. All of those can put you at risk of having problems with your vision. Make sure to take good care of your eyes so that you can explore all the earth has to offer. And when something scares you, double check to see if it's an optical illusion first. All right, that's it for me. Take care. Peace.